Have you ever just stopped and wondered how your phone actually gets what you're saying? I mean, really understands you when you ask it something. Well, today we're pulling back the curtain on exactly that. Let's get into it. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and assume the answer is yes. We ask for the weather, tell it to play a song, maybe even get some help writing an email. We're talking to AI all the time now. But what's really happening behind the scenes? How does all that magic actually work? Well, it turns out that pretty much all of these tools, and a whole lot more, are all running on the same core type of artificial intelligence. It's the secret sauce, really. It's the key that finally unlocked the ability for machines to have a conversation with a person.
And that technology is called natural language processing, or NLP for short. And the name kind of says it all. Natural language is just how we talk, everyday language. So NLP is literally all about teaching computers to process our language so they can talk back in a way that feels, well, natural.
So why do we even need this? I mean, why can't a computer just understand English right out of the box? Well, it's because humans and computers speak fundamentally completely different languages. Think about it. We use words, slang, sarcasm, inside jokes. Our language is messy and beautiful and complicated. Computers, on the other hand, they speak one language, and one language only: numbers. Pure, cold, logical math. Ones and zeros. That's it. So there's this massive communication gap. And that's exactly where NLP comes in. It's the ultimate translator. It stands right in the middle, taking our complex, messy world of words and translating it into the perfectly structured world of numbers that a machine can actually understand and work with. And this isn't some far-off sci-fi concept. You are using this technology every single day, probably without even thinking about it. Every time you use Google Translate, talk to Siri, ask Alexa a question, or fire up ChatGPT. Yep, that's NLP doing all the heavy lifting in the background. Okay, so how does it really work? What happens in that split second between you asking a question and getting a surprisingly smart answer? Let's pop the hood and take a quick look, because it's actually pretty cool. So let's use a classic question. You ask your phone, "Why is the sky blue?" The moment you finish that sentence, a 3-step process kicks off instantly. First, your sentence gets chopped up into little bits called tokens. These are basically the individual words and punctuation marks. Then the AI analyzes those pieces, the grammar, the order they're in, to figure out what you're really asking. What's the intent? And finally, after scanning trillions of data points, it predicts what the most useful response should be. And the craziest part, this all happens faster than you can blink. But you know what? It wasn't always this good, not by a long shot. The AI we have today is the result of decades of work. And to really get how amazing it is, you kind of have to see where it came from. The old school NLP was, well, it was pretty rigid. It was all based on strict rules that humans programmed in. Like literally, if a user says hello, then respond with hi. It couldn't handle anything it wasn't expecting. Then came machine learning, which was a huge leap. It learned patterns from data instead of rules, but it had a terrible memory. It would forget the beginning of a long sentence by the time it got to the end. And then 2017 happened. A new design called a transformer came along. Its superpower is something called attention, which lets it see how every word in a sentence relates to every other word, all at once. That right there, that was the game changer. It's why they understand context so incredibly well. So, thanks to that big breakthrough, we are now officially living in the era of transformers. And the impact of this modern NLP is it's huge. It's completely woven into the fabric of our digital lives. And the things it can do now are just staggering. We are so far beyond just asking for the weather. Modern NLP can take a 20-page report and give you the highlights in seconds. It's what zaps spam out of your inbox before you see it. It can even help a company sift through thousands of customer reviews to figure out what people are actually saying. It's an incredibly powerful toolkit. So, what's coming next? Well, this field is moving at lightning speed. One huge trend is multimodal AI, which just means it's moving beyond only text. It's starting to combine words with images and sounds. Soon you could point your camera at a building and ask, "What's the history of this place?" and get a spoken answer. They're also getting much bigger memories, so they can have longer conversations and remember what you talked about yesterday. And at the same time, models are getting faster and more efficient, so they can do all this right on your phone without even needing the internet. Okay, so this all leads to the big question, right? With all this amazing progress, does this mean that AI is actually starting to, understand us the way another person does? And the answer, for now anyway, is no. This is so important to get. NLP is a master of recognizing patterns. It's a math whiz. It's brilliant at predicting the next most logical word in a sentence, but it doesn't feel anything. It has no beliefs, no opinions, no consciousness. It's just incredibly sophisticated pattern matching, not actual thinking. But even without being truly conscious, its impact is absolutely undeniable. It's changing everything. In education, it can create a custom study guide for a student. In healthcare, it can help researchers analyze thousands of medical papers in minutes to find new connections. This tech is a really, really big deal.
So let's bring it all back home for one last definition. Natural language processing is that bridge. It's the amazing technology that lets us talk to our devices in our own language. Simply put, it's how machines are finally learning to talk to us.
We've taught machines how to listen, how to write, and how to speak, which leaves us with one last fascinating thought to chew on. Now that the conversation has started, what do you think they're going to say next?